Good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here today to do something I rarely do. Joke, joke. I am pulling some cards and sharing some guidance for the next 4 days. That's the 22nd through to the 25th of August. That's Thursday till Sunday. So welcome. So while you're coming over, I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much. I want to send out a big thank you to people who have recently purchased on my website since my last guidance video. So thank you so much, Samantha and Valentina and Karen and Jackie. Thank you so much for your support. So I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia. It is Thursday, the 22nd of August here, and the time is 7:02 a.m. So welcome. What I'm going to be doing today, if you're new to watching, is I'm going to be using my oracle cards here that I created. I've got the Speed of Light oracle combined with my Animal Kingdom oracle cards, and I'll be using these cards, this combined deck of 110 cards, to find the best cards that the majority of us need for the next 4 days. I'm looking at each day individually, and then I'm going to pull a theme card at the very end. I recommend that you take on board what feels right, what resonates, and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. Think of this as a guide only, and let's allow ourselves to be surprised. So I think I'm going to just dive straight into it. I'm starting by looking for the first card, or the best card actually, for Thursday the 22nd of August 2024. So the best card for Thursday the 22nd is, that's for the majority of us, it's going to be this card for Thursday. We've got a Speed of Light oracle card, and it is this Light Codes card 41. This actually shows new energy that's coming in. It says incoming information, memories, and language. This is energy coming in, and one of the kind of annoying things about this particular card or this particular energy is that it's not usually tangible yet. So it's not usually something that we can easily detect, even with words. It can be something that sort of hits us, like an energy that hits us. So it tends to come in at the crown, and it can be as light as a feather, or it can hit us like a ton of bricks. So there's new energy that's coming in. Now this might come in as like an inspiration or an idea. It may just come in as a feeling of something that we receive or that we detect coming into us, usually from the head, but it could be coming in a different place in our body. We might feel it coming into our heart, for example, or into our belly, into our solar plexus, or even into our back or our spine or our feet coming up from the earth. So how we receive it is going to be unique for us all. So this card also highlights that Thursday is favourable for writing. So if you're writing something, or if you work with a journal, it might be really helpful to figure this energy out, if we're at that point of doing so yet, through writing. And there's also memories that come up with this card. So we might find some of us remembering things from the past, or remembering who we are. Can be sort of this deep realization of self that is potentially something we're accessing. Now, the new energy that's coming in with this card is unlikely to manifest today. It's something that sort of is pre-manifestation. So it would usually come in before something takes form. It could come in a few days or a few weeks or a few months before something takes form. So an idea might drop, or something comes in and we just feel a shift. It could even result as a perspective shift, which are always interesting. So that's a very interesting start to our little 4-day group here. And we haven't seen this card for a while. So this is quite refreshing, especially after such a sort of shadowy, confronting period that a lot of us have been through over this last week or even the last few days. So this feels nice and fresh and new. There's a strong solar feeling to this energy as well. So we might find like a strength that's coming through, or a new awakening in confidence that we'll probably start to feel. So that's for Thursday. See how it sits for you. Good morning, Crystal Vanessa. Crystal Heart Vanessa, how nice. Welcome. Karen, hello. And Maria and Jackie's here. Welcome. Welcome to you all. Let's now look for the best card for Friday, the 23rd of August. And the best card for the majority of us is this. It's an Animal Kingdom. They're sort of rare at the moment. They're not showing up as frequently as the Speed of Light. And we have the Kangaroo, card 10. It says to leap over the obstacle. So there's a sense of movement and swiftness with this card, and we might find there's some things that have been obstacles or hurdles for us, especially over the last few days. And I say few days, I'm sort of thinking last 4, 5, 6 days, perhaps a bit less than a week. Things that have been hurdles or obstacles, we might find that we sail sort of over them, and maybe they stopped us in our tracks a few days ago, but we might find that there is something that moves, some swift energy that comes in on Friday that helps us sort of break over this obstacle that previously stopped us. There might even be, for some of us, some obstacle that presents itself on Friday that we find, if we can find a way around it and not be stopped by it, we might find that really helpful. So there is a feeling of movement, of swiftness, of action as we move forward and propel ourselves forward, leaping forward like the kangaroo. So there's progress too that feels like it's being made. There's definitely a feeling of energy shift here compared to the last 4 or 5 or 6 days. So something fresh and new's coming in for Thursday, and this is moving us because things felt a bit more stagnant in the days previous, whereas we've already got a lot of energy moving in and we've got a lot of energy that we're moving through. So this is probably something a lot of us need, because it's never comfortable sitting in energy that's not really moving much, where it sort of hovers and sort of we get a bit stuck in it. So to get the energy moving, or feel the energy moving and work with that, is quite freeing, and I'm already feeling quite excited about that. So let's pop that kangaroo back and look for the best card for Saturday, the 24th of August, 2024. And it's nice when the days align with the years. So the best card for the majority of us. Welcome everyone. The best card for the majority of us for Saturday, the 24th of August, 2024 is this. It's another Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and we have the Wolf. The Wolf is card 48, and he reminds us to secure our boundaries. So we might be looking at our boundaries, especially early in the weekend, as we look at where things can tighten up. And also what I like to do is ask myself, are my boundaries, or this area of my life relating to boundaries, are my boundaries healthy and supportive for me at this time? That's how I gauge and ask and determine whether my boundaries need some TLC, let's say, if the fence is down over here and I need to repair that fence and reinforce that boundary, I'm asking the energy, I'm asking the boundaries if they're healthy and supportive for me. Because, like I've said quite a few times now, boundaries can become unhealthy. So if we are hiding behind these walls that we put up, and maybe we put up the walls to survive a really difficult situation, but the thing is, when we put walls up to survive something, say, from our past, unless we consciously do it, the walls tend to stay there. And then they can tend to become or turn into like castle walls that we then hide behind. And a classic way of knowing if we're hiding behind like castle walls, which is unhealthy boundaries, is if we get very defensive. So getting defensive, for me anyway, is a sure sign that my boundaries have become walls. And we hide behind these walls. We don't usually exchange much energy going in and out, because I really feel that boundaries serve two purposes when they're healthy. The boundaries help keep unwanted, unsupportive, unhealthy energy out of the boundary space, but they also help keep, hopefully, a nice balance and a nice, healthy and supportive environment inside the fence, keeping that maintained and keeping that all nice. So if we've got walls up, we've got an unhealthy interior of the walls and exterior of the walls, and we're probably not letting good things, love, energy, positivity, abundance, we're probably not letting that come in because of our need to keep those walls up. So breaking down those sorts of walls is, when we're ready, is always very helpful. I find that they don't tend to go on their own, so it does tend to be something that we carry through from the need to put those walls up to protect ourselves in the past. We've survived that, thankfully, and now we're not in that same situation again, so we can break those defensive walls down and look at creating some healthy boundaries. So like I said recently, maybe last week, for me, the way I visualize my boundaries, my healthy boundaries, is like a farm fence. And I want to make sure that farm fence that keeps the sheep or the animals or the energy in that space, but also keeps the other ones out. I want to make sure that fence is functioning, and I want to make sure it's doing its job and it's keeping the animals in or keeping the animals out. So I need to sort of check my fence, my farm fence, my paddock fence, to make sure it's still working and functioning properly, that there's no sharp spots, no areas that are down, and all the animals are just going from one place to the other. I need to be strong and clear about what I will and what I won't accept, and also be strong and clear about who I am, because that helps me reinforce my boundaries in a healthy and supportive way. So our boundaries may be, I want to say, under fire in some ways, or under the spotlight, especially on Saturday. So we might find that there is some way that we feel. Maybe we feel like maybe we feel a bit withdrawn, or we want some time in the garden. Maybe spring is in the air and there's something we want to do, and there might be demands on us, for example, on Saturday to do something else. So we might need to either find a compromise or put our boundary up and say, look, no, I can't do that today. So depending on where we're at and what we need to do. But that's for Saturday. We've got the wolf, and the wolf kind of patrols the boundaries, I feel, in this particular instance. So in my case, my visual of my farm fence, and then I've got my wolf that I've assigned to my boundaries, who also patrols my fence and keeps the energy protected, keeps the energy safe. That's me, but also the energy inside, and keeps the other unwanted energy out. So that's boundaries for Saturday. Let's see how we go with that. So I'm now looking for the best card for Sunday, the 25th of August. So the best card that the majority of us need for Sunday is, it's a Speed of Light Oracle, and we have the Yogi. So we're getting a bunch of new cards that we haven't seen really for a while, which is a great sign too of a shift in energy, which is very nice. It's card 32, the Yogi, and it says Epiphany, learn, lead and comprehend. So this tends to be about something dropping in, like an epiphany, a light bulb moment, a realization of why we went through something. Often we can't see what the whys until we've moved out of a situation. So there's probably something that pops in, like just randomly, like this realization of, now I see why I had to go through this, or now I see why that had to happen in that way, because everything is running in a synchronization. And often when things are synchronizing up, and this can include delays, delays can actually delay us from proceeding with something that's not quite right for us. A delay can force us or guide us, or what's a better word to use, can propel us to move into a different area we wouldn't have considered before. So if we look back, especially in the course of a situation or a scenario, we can often see why that happened then, and then this occurred after, then this and this and this and this, including delays, but also things that flow and opportunities and paths we cross with other people. And there's this synchronicity that plays out in life. So a realization that this is this order of things is just right because it led us to this moment. So these types of realizations are potentially on the cards for Sunday, but especially around the weekend. There is also this energy with the yogi about learning and also leading. And in many cases with this particular card, it's both. So it's a bit of both. We might find ourselves sort of pulling forward, like I shared in the healing support video yesterday, or about 12 or 13 or 14 hours ago, is this pull forward. So some of us might feel that need or desire or just an urge to lead the way for ourselves, to step out now, out into the unknown, out of our comfort zone, out into new things, to speak up and do so with confidence. Whereas the last video I talked about, a lot of us were feeling hesitant and like we were holding back. So this is a nice fresh feeling now that we're moving out of that hesitation, which is a lack of confidence in some ways, and we're stepping into that sort of leading role where we're pushing forward with confidence. So that feels really nice. So as we lead the way, we're also learning, because we're stepping into, a lot of us are stepping into unknown territory. So when we step into unknown territory, we're also learning as we go. We figure it out as we go. So we're leading and we're learning at the same time. So that's connected here with the yogi. But certainly an epiphany, a realization of sorts. And it's so nice when these sort of drop in, and we may have been thinking things through or contemplating, or just at some random moment when we're driving along the highway, in comes the realization, and then it's like, okay, now I see why that needed to happen the way it did. And that's insight. That's and it's empowering, because it gives us a sense of understanding about a situation we were perhaps confused about before. So there's a really nice sort of fresh energy that's coming in, and it's so sunny outside and nice, and feels like spring, and it just feels nice. And it feels like after a storm, the storm that came through, that the sun is now coming out, which is beautiful. So I am going to pull a theme card in just a minute. But before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Please hit the thumbs up button. If you're watching on Facebook, please hit show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, you can always send us an email through our website, or send us a private message on Facebook or through YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, please hit follow if you haven't already. Thank you so much for joining me. If you would like to learn more about my oracle cards, which you can combine or you can work with them separately, these decks, you can learn more about these on my website. I've also got new earrings featuring my artwork, which are really cool to wear actually, and pendants. This is one of mine, but I've got other crystal pendants. There's lots of things that I have on my website. We're about to turn 20 in February, and I have a bunch of really cool different events coming up in Tasmania throughout February 2025. So tickets are open for those as well on my website. So please visit templeofbalance.com.au if you would like to support my work or explore any of those things or other things further. So thank you very much for your support. So I'm now looking for the best theme card. The theme card will help bring all of these days together and help us see the bigger picture for Thursday the 22nd through till Sunday the 25th of August 2024. So the best card for the majority of us, thanks guys, is, let's see, what do we need for our theme? It's not coming yet. Okay, the best theme card for the majority of us for Thursday the 22nd of August through to Sunday the 25th of August 2024 is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle, and it's this. Oh, cool. We have the serious guy, the guy with attitude, Turtle Dreaming. It's a featured card. Now, featured cards have further instructions here, and this says to take the bottom card from the deck. So I can just flash the bottom, and we have the Abundance card. Okay, we've got elementals with this. So these two cards have come up together for a reason for our theme. So what I'm going to do is look at them individually first, and then we'll look at their relationship together. So this is Turtle Dreaming. He's a turtle with attitude. We could call him grumpy, but he's very serious. He's card 45, and he says serious, clarification, concentrate, and specific. So he wants us to get serious about something now, to stop making excuses, to stop putting something off, and it's probably connected with our dreams. He's got a dream catcher here at his back. He wants us to get serious about things now, especially our dreams, to stop putting them off, stop procrastinating, stop running around in circles, and sort of clear ourselves from that rat wheel or the mouse wheel, the going around in circles, and free ourselves. And I see this propelling out like a kangaroo, and the kangaroo just leaps and moves forward. It's swift, and I love that word with the kangaroo at the moment in this particular video, is this swift movement of the kangaroo. It's almost like something that's been spinning and spinning around is propelled out. So it takes off, it propels out, and maybe the momentum of the spinning has helped contribute to that swiftness, because it already feels like momentum's been building and winding up. In fact, that's interesting because I've been using that word unwinding over the last few days and have felt things unwind. So maybe things have been winding up, like with some mechanism that we wind up and then poof, off it goes. So this feeling of momentum's been building in the winding up. It's been building in the twisting and the turning of things, and the running around in circles of things, and off we go. So let's get serious now. Get serious about what? Well, it's connected with this particular card, which is card 30. It's elementals. This is a really great one. It says blessings, abundance, prayers, and opening. So this is abundance coming in. And abundance can come in many forms. And some of the forms it could come in would be through gifts, opportunities, good health, money or finances, getting our finances into order, or receiving, say, a pay rise or something like this, getting our debt into order, which we talked about in the last video. The key with this card is that we need to be open to receiving the abundance that we desire and deserve, the abundance that's attracted to us, because abundance, I feel, is everywhere. And the thing that tends to determine, or one of the things that tends to determine whether we receive that abundance or not, is how open we are to receiving. If we are closed off to abundance, if we're caught in a world of lack and of pushing abundance away, then we're closed off and the abundance will just wash over us like water off a duck's back. If we're open to receiving abundance and we have a sense of openness, then we will then find potentially that we receive more of the abundance that is available and around. Abundance also tends to be this flow that we find. So this good flow where things seem to, it's connected again with that synchronicity, but there's this sense of sort of right time, right place. We meet this person at the right time and they have some opportunity that we can work with or that aligns with our dream or vision. And there's this, seems to be this good flow when we're in a good space of abundance. So how open or closed are you to receiving the abundance that you need in your life? So as our theme for the next few days, we're being encouraged to get serious about staying open, to get serious about our flow and lining up or syncing up with the abundance that's available to us. So what is it that we need to be able to do what we need to do? That's realistic, not unrealistic. Like I find, for example, this getting serious about winning Tats Lotto, to me that's too pie in the sky for me. That's too unrealistic and too much of something that I've seen a lot of people hang on to, is when I win Tats Lotto, I'm going to, and they say that for decades and decades. So I find something like that in regards to abundance, to me, is just too out of reality. So you'll never find me saying that. I don't align with that type of thinking. So something that's sort of more realistic in getting serious about the abundance that's available to us in a practical, real way. What is it is fairly close to us, rather than something that's just so far away, like a planet in the sky that's kind of unreachable for most of us, like winning Tats Lotto. So what can you do? What can you rearrange in your life? Perhaps thinking about being open to receiving, what can you rearrange in your life that can potentially align you up with receiving the abundance that you need? And that might be something that we think about over the next few days. And it might be something that's sort of overarching all of the things that we undertake moving forward. So let's get into the attitude and the mindset of abundance and openness and receiving. I deserve to receive what I need. And it doesn't mean big sacks of cash or winning the Tats Lotto. It could be good health. It could be opportunities. It could just be like feeling in good flow in your day, for example. So that's that. Thanks so much for connecting. And I really appreciate you being here. Have a great weekend. And I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Take care of yourself and sending love always. Thank you. Bye for now.